white folks gonna paint over the city like we never existed. Paint right over us. I'm trying to tell this story for you. I'm trying to tell this story for Dion, for Demetri.
You ain't that important. You ain't saving nobody.
Hey, this is Kathy. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Today, I'll be giving a review on Residue. So Residue is a Netflix film from Ava DuVernay's film production company, Array. So I'll be doing this review with very minimal spoilers to give a chance for those who haven't seen it yet. So Residue was written and directed by Merawi Gerima. So he's the son of two filmmakers who were part of the LA Rebellion film movement. Just a little background, the LA film rebellion movement was in the late 1960s to the 1980s. And it pretty much referenced the Los Angeles School of Black filmmakers, a new generation of young African and African-American filmmakers who studied at UCLA Film School at the time. Residue is about a young filmmaker who wants to write a script about his childhood. So he returns to his old neighborhood, which has been gentrified. The neighborhood is remnants, residue, of what used to be, and it's a statement of our contemporary culture. There's a level of vulnerability to this film. There's a lot of scenes that are filmed kind of documentary style, very artful and photographic, like an old-time camera, especially when he cuts to moments of his childhood. There's this haziness to the film, kind of seeming like ghosts of his past. It makes it a lot more haunting, those memories that no longer exist, that aren't there anymore. Essentially the residue. And he actually used real people, not actors, so it adds to the authenticity of the story. So the main character, Jay, when he returns to his neighborhood, you could automatically see the gentrification. He parks his car outside one of the homes trying to find one of his old friends, and someone tells him that his music is too loud. Specifically, a white guy tells him that his music's too loud, that he needs to lower it, and you can tell that he's already feeling out of place, that everything's different. At the same time, he manages to see this group of older men that saw him grow up and know his family. So the juxtaposition of having the gentrifiers and the people still living there is so true to reality, and you see that as soon as the film starts. One of my favorite things that he did was that every white character was anonymous in a sense. You never see any of the white characters' faces. You only hear their voices, or you see part of their body, or you see them kind of blurred, but you never see their faces. In a sense, they're treated as a presence rather than actual individuals. In doing so, he makes them all like a blur of one. So there's not a specific white character. They're all the oppression. They're all the gentrification. There's also a scene where he's talking to an old friend through a gate, and cops show up because they heard some gunshots a couple of minutes earlier. What's interesting about this scene is that the cops are assumed to be black, but they're not shown on camera. Just like the white gentrifiers are never shown, the cops are never shown on camera either. Because even though some of them are black, they still become part of the blur of that oppression. You can tell especially through that interaction that the cop has with them, that they are part of the problem. I think what's interesting is that there's so many similarities between Merawi, the filmmaker who made the movie, and Jay, the filmmaker within the movie. Because they both struggle with wanting to tell the story of their childhood and the fear of exploiting the people that they grew up with. In character, he's writing the story about all the people that he grew up with and everything that they went through. But he moved away, and a lot of them stayed there and had to deal with all of that. And there's a level of animosity between him and one of his friends, Delonte, who honestly is, to me, the standout character. And the standout actor, Dennis Lindsay, I think he did an amazing job with Delonte. Everyone wants to get out of their situation, right? But some people aren't given that opportunity, or aren't allowed that opportunity, because some people have to step up and be there when the others leave and go on with their life. And it's almost like Delonte took that on himself, that he had to keep an eye on everybody else and the rest of the friends and the rest of the crew that grew up together, while Jay went off and lived his life. And now he wants to come back, like if things haven't changed, and not just the neighborhood with the gentrification, but change between them as friends, and kind of use what they went through in the past as a story, use them as characters rather than seeing them as people. And Delonte has this great scene where he tells Jay that he wants to write a movie too, and he explains the script to him, and the more you listen to it, the more that you can tell that he's talking about them, the one that left and the one that stayed in the war zone.
It's about this boy living in a war zone. He had this brother. They were real tight. The boy ended up leaving, going doing his own thing. But the brother had to stay home in the war zone, take care of the family, put food on the table, make sure everybody's straight. The brother that's gone don't know what's going on. He living it up. Other brother got to take care of them responsibilities. The brother that's gone, he come back home, still a war zone, but now it's a jungle. He thinking everything's sweet in this jungle. His own family don't give a shit about him. And they know that he don't give a shit about them. Cause he left. No matter what he say, no matter what he do, they see right through his transparent ass.
And to me, that was such a powerful scene, just such a powerful monologue. This is a man of circumstances. He did what he could with the cards that he was dealt in life. The way that the director is able to write these moments into the film is that he owns up to his privilege and is able to understand the relationship between the space that he left behind. So in this movie, Residue is only said once. And there's a moment when Jay goes to see his mother and they're walking out of the house and a white couple with their dog is on their lawn and the dog is shitting on the lawn. And the mom gets pissed, like, get your dog off my lawn. The lady's trying to brush off the situation and say, hey, it's not a big deal, we'll just clean it up. And the mom's like, it doesn't matter if you clean it up, it still leaves a residue. To me, that moment explained so much in the movie. The gentrifiers believe that they removed the waste that was there. But at the same time, there's always going to be a residue because essentially as gentrifier, you try to clean up a neighborhood, but there's always going to be something left behind. The people that refuse to leave and the memories of the people who used to live there. That's the thing about gentrification. All that's left are memories. Buildings change, people die, move, your relationships with them change, but all you have left are those memories. And I think that's why a lot of us hold on to these spaces and have a refusal for them to change, because once they change, those memories start to fade. And just like in this movie, every time he has these memories, the sound is far away, it's in a grainy camera, and it's fading from him, it's slipping from him. And it's probably why he wants to write this movie, to kind of grasp it and get those moments back. But once he goes back to his neighborhood, he realizes that those moments were just moments, and they're just memories, and they're no longer what they were, and the people that he remembers aren't there anymore, or aren't who they were anymore, and the relationships aren't the same, and he's missed out, and he's lost it, and he doesn't belong there anymore, but it's still a part of who he is, which is why at the end of the movie it hurts so much more that he's become a stranger and a criminal, not just to the people that he used to know, but to that neighborhood. He's no longer a part of it anymore, although it's always a part of him. I definitely recommend you all check out this film. In every aspect, it is incredibly raw, with the visuals, with the acting, and the themes throughout the film. I think that's the best part of it, is that vulnerability. If you enjoyed this video, please like, don't forget to subscribe, comment below whatever you want me to react or review. Make sure to stream Residue on Netflix, support Black filmmakers, and I'll see you in the next one.